Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our time together. We are here with Everyday Prosperity, and I'm Lori Lamantia, and I'm here with the beautiful Trisha Fisk.
Good morning, everybody.
And today we want to talk about clarity. Clarity has been coming up a lot for me and Trisha as we journey through this. We've been talking a lot about the story and deciding we want our clear new story to be. And of course, let go of the old stories that aren't really appropriate or a pattern for us that we don't want to bring going forward. And I took this class last week about clarity because I really want to go forward, not dragging the dingleberries of old stories, old beliefs, old understandings. And so this weekend when Trish and I were talking, I asked her definition of clarity. And so I'm going to ask you now, Trish, what would you say your definition of clarity is right now?
My definition of clarity is when I step back and I have a moment of knowing or observing something and not reacting
Mm.
to something,
Hmm.
right? And I will say that since we've been talking about this and since I've been exploring, I notice it's easy for me to feel my physical reaction to things very quickly, which then gives me a moment of asking myself, is this me just responding automatically, or is this really what's happening and unfolding here? And um, so, yeah, I'm using my physical sensations right now as a way towards clarity. And
Mm.
understanding when I'm just automatically reacting to something, that my old patterning, and or really paying attention to what's happening.
Mm. Powerful. And for me, clarity has always been because I get foggy in my head. I can come up with every option under the sun, and then I get all swirled and I get befuddled. And so to me, I've always looked at clarity as I get clear about what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And I feel a level of comfort and confidence in those decision makings or in those next steps because I have clarity. And so I've always kind of it's kind of like the glass is foggy and clarity, cleans it up. But I really wasn't sure how that happened. I love what you're saying about becoming present so that that clarity can walk in and listening to your body when it's like something's not wonderful. And that's kind of how I feel into clarity. Because to me, when I feel clear, I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. It's just like a clear direction. And
Right.
so when I was taking this class, the teacher, which is the founder of Theta Healing, Vajana Steibel, she didn't come up with any of those definitions of clarity, which I was like, I kind of felt dope slamped a little because she started out with the conversation about truth, that you and I'm going to paraphrase all of this now in my own words, that clarity comes from understanding the deep truth about something. And so a lot of times in our stories, we don't always tell our truth in the story. We tell the story, but the
Right.
underlying truth about how we really feel, how we really got into this situation, how we ended up creating it, we kind of always, sometimes I want to fluff it off. Like I didn't have a hand in it. And I totally felt when you get to the nuggets of truth in a story or in a situation, there you get a whole nother layer of clarity and ability
Mhm.
to make a particular decision based on getting the deep nugget of truth or truths in there. And I thought that was such an enhancement to the concept of clarity. That's one of the things, especially when you're creating a story, right? Because if you create a story
Right.
without telling the real truth, you're going to keep creating a crap story or a sub-optimized story, let's say.
Right. Well, yeah, and you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns that you have and not getting past that. Right. Because we go on automatic pilot and we respond to stuff out of habit rather than this present moment awareness and looking for what's the truth here.
Right. And then, of course, there's your truth, my truth, their truth,
Right.
and so
Right.
she was saying, go to creator and get the truth, creator's perspective on the truth. And she uses a bunch of different stories, like one is, this one, she was working with this couple, this theta healer was working with this couple, and the man, well, not the whole, it was just the man, and he was having an affair while he was still married. And the woman was like, her truth was, that's bad. You can't do that. That, you're being unfaithful. And that was her truth, and that was okay. But then Vaiana went up to Creator and got, it must be difficult to love two people. So Creator sees a different truth that he was, loving two people. And that doesn't make, but it makes, the choices that happen next very different, right? When you are choosing
Right.
because you feel guilty or bad or wronged or shamed or whatever those things versus I I have a bigger love choice to make in when I write this next va version of story. And I was thinking about it for me with this partnership. The truth is I did have a hand in creating where we are now, of course. And my what I want my truth to be going forward is, and this is what I want. I want my future story to always include joy, abundance, and um, magic. And any of the truths that get into that, I want those truths to foster that going forward.
That's lovely. And that's clear.
It's clear,
It's very
right?
clear.
And
Hmm.
it, yes. And so I don't want to hold on to some of these other beliefs that I've had in the past about, because one of the things I believed was you have to sacrifice for your friends and your family in order for them to love you. That was
Oh,
some truth that I was holding on to, that you have to really give up something of yourself for for you to be in relationship to them. That was a truth I was holding. But Creator's truth is no, sacrifice is not needed. It never was needed. You're a sovereign, beautiful being that is lovable without those transactional things that we've agreed to as humans.
right. And well, and a lot of those beliefs come from family.
Right.
It's right. It's that stuff that comes down through the generations of that. Yeah, that we're meant to suffer, and you never expect stuff to be just the way you want it to. You've got to pay a price and
Right. It's
all
kind of
that
the
stuff.
Jesus syndrome too. Jesus sacrificed his life. God, that's how it works and all that stuff. And not to, Catholic bash, but I took a lot of that in. And I think all my ancestors did too,
Yes,
so that's what I'm talking about with these truths. There's these truths that we thought were true about the stories, and then there's the ultimate truths. And that's what we're trying to dig out when we are trying to be clear about our future story, right? We want our
right.
future story to be based on the highest truths, if there's such a thing. But I believe there is. There's a love thing that is based on our sovereignty, on our magic, on our the amazing divinity that we are.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And it is, yeah, moments, right? We have moments of knowing that, and we're trying to dig out to have those moments become more normal. I
Right.
want that to be my normal,
Right. Yeah.
not just the occasional nugget, but my normal.
I think
Yeah.
that's what we're in the middle of creating and paving the way towards and charting a path towards. And, we're going to get to 51% and then it's take off. That old Lori with all the sacrifice, she's gone. The new walking, divinity Lori is the one that's online more and more permanently. Um, and I see that in your work too. I love, with some of you have many stories around standing in your teacher mastery as a yoga teacher.
Right. Yes. So I had a recent experience of finishing with some other people. We created a new workshop for yoga and mental health, and we did our first group of people. It was a small group of people, um, and it was our first time doing it. So we were looking for, you know, just getting it just right. And anyway, so at the end of it, we asked people, we had a review sheet for them. Would you please review how the workshop went for you and what was meaningful and blah, blah, blah. And one of the students in it was really pushing, I want more and I want more of this and I want more of that. And I want to go deeper. And my first reaction was that she was criticizing what we had offered her. And so I could feel my body start to tense up. And I thought, no, wait, just
Mm.
step back and listen to what she's actually saying. And what she actually was saying was, I want more. Like, this got me interested and fascinated enough that I want more, which is an ultimate compliment, actually,
Uh,
that we had started this exploration for her, that she wanted to dig deeper. And that was tremendous feedback, actually. But my first reaction was to just say, well, she's not saying, oh, it was wonderful and you changed my life and I'm a new person now. And
right. Da, da, da,
which,
da.
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
right,
Jesus. Yeah, I saw the
right,
light.
right,
Thank you.
right. Yes, yes. I'm transcended. Here I am. Right, right. So it was, yeah, it was great. It was a wonderful experience that I caught myself, stopped myself, and got more present to actually listen to what she was saying. And then, of course, my experience of it was totally different.
Yeah, and you got clear. I love that
Yeah.
you were present enough to feel a different to hear her speak a different truth than what your maybe that old reaction was. I mean, it wasn't good enough. We didn't do enough to make you,
Right.
feel transcendent, all
And,
that
and
old story.
right. And walk out of here floating on
Right,
air.
exactly.
Right. Right. Exactly. And I think I will say it's from meditating, from my years of meditating, I have learned to really pay more attention to my pranic energy body, if you will. What are the sensations coming up for me now? And the difference between, obviously, opening and receiving, and starting to react and shut down a
Mhm.
little bit. And
Totally.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I
that is
I
the gift of presence, right?
yes. So I credit my meditation practice with the awareness and the consciousness of paying attention to my physical body and how's it reacting, what's it doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, is this really what's happening, or is this just my old pattern of reacting to something? um, right, which is one of the ways we stop reacting in the old way, is to acknowledge when we're doing it.
Right. Right. Because that was a true, and weirdly enough, it probably was a truth. But getting that understanding that you're having a historic reaction does give you clarity and a choice point, which I think is what we're both talking about. Clarity provides choice points. Truth provides choice points about how do I want to go forward? Because you could have left that class going, man, that girl, that woman, whatever. Instead, you got a whole beautiful, different opportunity for the story going forward. wow, I
Right.
can't wait to create more classes for this to dive deeper for her.
Right. Well, yes, and exactly. So already today, this afternoon, I have a meeting with the other teachers where we want to talk about, right, the feedback we got and what is that, how does that inform us going forward of, where maybe there's places we do dig a little deeper, maybe there's, yeah, anyway, just clarifying going forward how to keep changing the program to improve it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I hope people are really feeling what we're trying to do is map how clarity comes from truth, comes from presence, comes from asking what, for clarity, for the truth here. I mean, when we ask for the clarity or the deeper truth, I think we got to know it's gonna show up. It's gonna come because if you're willing to hear it, if you're willing to understand and say open to it, it gives us so much power of choice to walk forward.
Right. And yeah, and we all do have habitual patterning. We do. And one of the things I'm learning from the meditation course, Luminous Cohesion with Rod Stryker, is that it's a thing our brain does. The brain locks onto a particular pattern of behavior. And unless you do something to change that patterning, new neural pathways, it does the same thing over and over and over again.
Right.
Until we decide to consciously change it, we're going to keep repeating the same patterns.
Right. And that's why I really love, the theta healing work is you download the new understanding. So, if you understand that you've been feeling like you have to make sacrifices, you download what it feels like to live without the need to sacrifice. When you choose to make a contribution or something, but you don't have to do it in the name of, um, I have to give this up in order to have that.
Right,
The transaction. You can know it, you can download what it feels like to live with it without transactions and
right.
without the need to sacrifice in order to have love. Or, and know what it feels like to be fully loved by Creator and unlimitedness. Those are all the
Right.
beautiful things that you get from, I think, coherence.
Yes. Yes. Right. It's not the either or.
No, right. In
It's
fact,
the
that's
and.
all old stuff. Like you said, it's ancestral. And the
Right.
and is I can have love, yeah, and unlimited
And right.
connection
Right. Right.
without sacrifice. Right. Or whatever. I'm just kind of sticking with but everybody's got their own theme. And that's why we've been talking about the story is having, journaling and understanding the story and asking for your truth and the higher truth in all of it. So you are re-empowered. That's
Mm,
what it's all about, right? Re-empowering
yes.
yourself for clarity going forward.
Which just enriches your whole life.
100%.
It
Totally.
enriches everything. Yes, your
Yes.
relationships, your life, your right. Moving the ability to move forward and let go of the patterning and the things that you don't really want to be doing anymore, but you just are so used to them, you just keep doing it.
Right, right. And like when I got to my truth about it, I was like, oh, ooh, it was juicy and kind of embarrassing all at the same time. But and I remember they were saying in the class that a lot of times you get your truth when you're in the shower. You're in that place, you're just relaxed, the water's flowing on you, and then all of a sudden, boom, the real truth comes in. And I really I can't stress enough how for me how much I was like I never would have put truth and clarity so closely together, but of course I'm like that kind of sounds goofy, but um I so appreciate now how truth gives us clarity, and that clarity helps us in so many different ways. So I guess the real question is that we have to have courage, be courageously to say, what is my
What
truth,
is
and then what
right?
is the truth? What were you going to say?
No, I just what is truth?
Right.
What is truth? Right. Not the truth or my truth or your truth, but what is truth? Like put the microscope or the magnifying glass onto it and take a look.
Mm,
It's the bigger
mm,
picture.
yeah. Yeah. Tips. Maybe it's stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. Because truth can be very, mm, I wanted to say personal, but having that wisdom is very vital.
Hmm. Well, and yeah, I think so. One of the things we should mention too is that you and I always seem to be working on the same things in parallel, but we choose different ways to explore
Mhm.
what we're working on. And so then I think that just sometimes changes the language, but the concept is still exactly the same. Getting to the truth, whether for me it means stepping back a minute and paying attention to how I'm feeling, or for you it's this downloading from creator to get to just get the direct answer. We're exploring the same thing. We're exploring
Mm,
truth and clarity, but we're just going about it in little different ways.
yeah,
But
all road
the
lead, all roads lead
all
to
roads
Rome.
lead right, right, right,
Yeah, no,
right.
thank you for saying that. But when you said, when you pulled the word the out and just said truth, that felt really important. I
Yeah.
agree. Um, and of course, we don't want to confuse, but it just really create a window for seeing something that you might not have seen as you construct these new stories going forward. And that's one of the reasons
Right.
why I'm like, maybe my story, I really want a simple story, joy, abundance, play.
Yeah, play. There's
Yeah,
not enough play in my life, that's for
I
sure.
I have these virtue cards and I keep pulling humor, playfulness, and I'm like, I thought I was fun. And I'm like, no, you need more work in that. It's so funny. So yeah, play. Why not? Why shouldn't we
Yeah.
enjoy our lives? And and a story that is constructed in that way versus fixing, which I've had this big download around. Stop fixing, Lori. Stop assuming you need to fix something because you're stuck in the wrong forest. When you're in the fixing
Mm.
forest, you're in, I gotta learn more, I gotta try more, I'm not good enough. Be in the happy, accomplished forest, and
Right.
dance and enjoy it versus working so hard to fix something that's not broken.
There you go. Right.
That's the truth. And from that clarity, yeah, you can construct any story you want. So I
Oh,
guess,
yes.
yeah, for us right here, right now, I'm hoping that people are feeling how we're trying to help map clarity and truth into these new, free, amazing, glorious stories as we move forward and push off from, use the ancestral, use the history, use everything from that brought you here, but don't let it be a boat anchor for you going forward.
Right. Right. Yeah. Change it, shift it, live your life fully, not
Yes.
the life of your great grandmother who wished she had something. And no negative comment to my great grandmothers at all. It's just, right. But
They
live
brought
for
us here.
yourself.
Right.
Right.
They're all holding us, they're holding us and saying, go, we made those, go run, joy, play, skip through the tulips and all that good stuff. No more
Right.
sacrifice, no more need for all those old stories of disempowerment.
Right. Go forward where I didn't.
I
Go
couldn't.
forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. So
All
I
right.
feel very excited about the possibilities that the clarity is bringing and the truth is
Yes.
bringing.
And I would encourage everybody to, yeah, spend some time with this. Start journaling, start writing stuff down.
I see your
Just,
son. Put down what you do you want to say. Yeah, I see you reading one of your journals.
well, yeah, and this is from a while ago, which is why I found this. I was cleaning off my desk and found this, and it was turned to this page, but it's, you know, I was doing a moon ceremony with people and we were journaling, and the thing was, now I want to be, and I have no limits, flying, ageless, expansive, joyful. Yeah, I want those things.
Right.
I want that, that is my life. I experience those things, and when I'm with my granddaughter, because she is still all those things. She's not even 4 years old yet. So she still hasn't learned to not be joyful and expansive and to have limits. And so when I'm with her, I that's really what the experience is like. And I realize I want that all the time, even when I'm not with her.
Right. Yeah. Nice. She's a
Yeah.
great role model.
Yeah. Yeah. She really is.
Well, and I want to say yes, I see that. I honor that for you. I agree. And it's done. It's done. It's done. I say yes for you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Well, have a great week, everyone. And I agree with Tricia. Take some time to journal and give yourself the gift of clarity with your truth and with
Yes.
truth. Ask truth. Bring truth in
Yeah.
and let it talk to you. Oh, it would love to have a convo, right?
Yes. Yes, it would.
Namaste, everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody.